What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gran Scheme. This is Gran here, smoking it down with another Alliance War video. This time my alliance for Loki is going up against Raging Superiority, an 11.5 million alliance with a 2500 war rating. We are at 12.8 million with a 2600 war rating, so a little bit higher than they are on both of those ratings. But this was still a fairly solid matchup. As far as skill goes, our opponents did a very good job against our defense. I decided to go with Gwenpool here because I am 90% positive I'm going to be facing a rank 4 Spider-Man as a 5-star on node 28. Thought about maybe bringing in Black Widow or Crossbones, but at the end of the day decided to bring in Gwenpool because of her higher block proficiency and because of her damage over time. I'm going to go right to my first node, node 19, which is the unblockable second special. Power Start 2, Infinity Blast, and Heal Block. I know this is a Mystic champion. This summoner has a 4-star Voodoo and a 4-star Mordo at rank 5. I've never seen either of these two champions here, so I'm anticipating a Hood like it is 90% of the time. Maybe a Doctor Strange or Dormammu, but it is in fact a Hood, which I am fine with. We're going to lose the initial health there from the Infinity Blast. Get him to fire off his L2, and from there, I get one parry in and then go in for the counter. I like Daredevil for this fight, not just because he's going to evade that L2, but because I don't have to worry about invisibility. I mean, invisibility against a blind man, not really a factor, and so that was one good design thing that Kabam did here. I'm glad that they did catch that and made Daredevil immune, so to speak, from Hood's invisibility. This fight is pretty straightforward. I mean, you just keep him above 1 bar of power, bait out that special, and counter. So unless I mess up, like I did in the last video, usually a fairly easy fight. Another scenario there is sometimes the AI does things that probably shouldn't do, such as, I don't know, maybe parry you after countering a special attack like that. I don't know what happened there. I bait and evade and counter his L1 the same time. At least I think it's the same way every time I do it. And so for him to get that one parry in, it baffles me how that happens. You may have seen in my last video where I had an unfortunate parry there too against a magic mini boss. Just seems to be happening quite a bit now. Anyway, that Hood is down, not too bad, lost about 40% health, 20% from the Infinity Blast, and then 20% about from the unfortunate parry. And now we are on to node 28, 45% armor, strike back, stun immunity, whole bunch of extra health. This summoner did have a champion placed on the top path. I see he's got a rank 4 Juggernaut. I'll get back to that top path. The signature ability, 84 on this Spider-Man, is going to make him very evasive, but there's still a chance it might be that Juggernaut. And I remember him having someone placed up top. I think it was on the bottom line there up top where Bosox is, right there below the Hyperion. And I believe it was the first one on that bottom left corner of that line. And so I'm looking back. I see he did fight a Spider-Man Classic there, but that was on his most recent node. And that's not where I saw this guy. I'm looking back further. FT fought a Spider-Man, so that might have been it. But I'm still betting on the Spider-Man here. I would much rather it be a Juggernaut, as tough as he could be. I'd much rather fight a Juggernaut than Spider-Man any day. Considering boosts at this point to help me out with the fight, but decide just to go with a health boost, 15%. Not a whole lot, but it's going to give me a little padding to last a little longer in this fight from taking block damage, or if I mess up and get hit or countered with an evade. So start with Gwenpool, just going to block, taking about 300 or so damage per blocked hit, 540 there. She's going to reduce ability accuracy by 2% for every hit, so if I can get 25 hits or so, should be doing okay reducing this evade. Just play it slowly and it will be alright. He's evading now, but I'm able to block and not take any damage there. Keep it a 3 or 4 hit combo. And here, going to go in. He's going to evade and counter on top of the armor break, and then an L1 with that armor break still active, and Gwenpool is just about down. Decide to throw an L2 and play the intercept game. So he's going to throw his L2, get some hits in, back off, hit him, back off, intercept, and KO. Now, that is a situation I should have led that intercept with a light hit. I would not have got hit there. I would not have lost her. And I knew that. I knew that that's what I should have done. But Spider-Man gets in my head. This guy, he's like, I don't know, psychological warfare 101 or something. And I know Daredevil's not going to be ideal for this fight. But at this point, I'm thinking, what the heck, we're going to try. Won't have to mess with his L1. He'll evade that. He's got a high block proficiency, high perfect block chance, so just need to play it slow and be careful of that evade, and we might just be able to do something here. But several mistakes happen. The first one is he evades, or no, not the first one. I get another unfortunate parry. Luckily, he only does a few hits there, not a 5-hit combo, but here in a second, I'm going to go in for the attack. He's going to evade, and I try to back off, and he counters my evade and clips me again. Another armor break, and at this point I just know, I mean, the writing is on the wall. Daredevil is going to get messed up here. The other thing that's frustrating is I'm hardly getting any crits in here at all with class advantage. L2 and whiffed a hit. Missed him. Evade there. He's going to evade here again. I'm going to try to back off, create some distance here in a second once again. And again, counters my evade, and Daredevil's down. At this point, I am just furious. I am thinking of how Spider-Man can die the most gruesomely horrifying, bloody, violent, painful death ever inflicted upon a spider. I'm just, fume coming out of my ears and nostrils. I absolutely hate Spider-Man. He is my nemesis, and this just reinforces it. He completely wrecked me. Anyway, B-Man, he has a rank 4 or 5-star. Iceman, he finished that Spider-Man off pretty easy. I'm redirected to this power gain node. I see that there's a Mordo here and a Cable. Cable's already been fought in the middle line, and so I think, well, maybe it's a Mordo. I see him here occasionally, but then I remember this guy is on the right mini-boss, which means that Mordo is over there. So here we likely have either a 4-star Magic or a 4-star Hyperion. I'm hoping it's Hyperion, and it is Hyperion. So I take a breath of fresh air, thinking, okay, I've got this. We can finish this fight, shouldn't be a problem. And mess up. 1, 2, 3 hits to the face, and Spider-Man is still in my head. That was just a dumb mistake that should not have been made. But just tell myself to calm down, take a deep breath, get your combo going, get the L2 off before the power drains, and now we're good. Get the parry in, and then start working on the intercept, and just chipping this guy down, get as many hits, as much damage in as possible before that power drain wears off. He's back above his power bar, but he's free to throw it. Get a 5-hit combo in here, and an L2, and Hyperion's down. So easy fight, and a breath of fresh air after that Spider-Man. I'm still frustrated about the Spider-Man fight, and I'm frustrated that I've only been able to beat 2 champions in this Alliance War. It's a very bad showing for me so far. But on the bright side, I'm now at the boss, and I have a rank 4 5-star Magic at almost full health. So an hour later, the right and left mini-bosses are both down. B-Man, taken about 40% off of this Magic, and it is my turn. And now, after seething over the Spider-Man fight for an hour, I am ready to inflict my retribution upon this Magic. And when you inflict retribution, all logic and sense goes out the window, and you overcompensate. And that's what I did here. I threw every boost on my Magic that I could. 20% health and attack, 10% attack, 15% health. Because I am not only going to beat this Magic, I am going to beat her in such a way that she is going to writhe in pain and beg for the day of her death. So we start the fight. She gets 1 block hit in and goes into a heavy. Start having some lag on the video here, not sure why. Adjusted some settings. It looks like it needs a little bit more tweaking. Not too worried about her proccing Limbo, because I'll be proccing Limbo myself, and hopefully regaining some of the limbo damage that I take. I do get lucky with the Limbo, though, and it doesn't proc several times on this opponent, which is just fine by me. Get the L2 off, Power Locker. She's still above 1 bar power, so I'm hoping she'll use that special, but if she's not, it gives me an opening. I'm going to go ahead and attack her. get back to my L2 and fire that off again and get her below that first bar. I got lucky there actually because I hesitated on the L2, and if she had used her own special, that would have probably been the end of me, but she instead decided to lead with a light attack, and my special took precedence over her light attack, so got that off. And here, just get into the intercept circle, if you will, or cycle rather, and take a few blocked hits, but nothing major. At this point, the writing is on the wall for this magic. She is going down. A few more blocked hits. She goes to a heavy attack. I'm going to come back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Throw a L1, and magic is down, and that is a wrap for Battle Group 2 Alliance War. So it was a sweet taste of victory there after suffering such humiliating defeat from that Spider-Man. We did end up going on to win this war. We got 3 battle group clears with a 90.3% exploration, about 27% more than the opponent. They did a very good job against our defense, I think, but I think they knew we were going for those boss kills, so they decided to take the loss. Very good job. Hope to see you guys again in future Alliance Wars. The rest of you, thanks for watching the video. Hope you have a great day. We'll catch you in the next one. Until then, this is Gran who's smoking it down.